Okie dokie, you guys know I'm a sucker for any watch that looks vintage but is actually built modern. I'm a sucker for vintage watches that are actually vintage, but there's something so special about a modern watch that really nails the vintage look because, again, Hannah Montana, you get the best of the world, then you rock out the show. I don't really know the lyrics, but I know. Come on, I know. But jokes aside, remember when I reviewed that Vario trench watch? That thing was very vintage in design, and it was awesome. And today, here in the office, we actually have a watch that kind of falls in a similar category. I'm going to botch the name. The Praesidus Vince Speranza. It is 6:28 p.m. Let's get down to business. Okie dokie. So the Praesidus Vince Speranza, this is part of the, Vince Speranza. I'm sorry. Part of the A-11 series. So pretty much every component about this watch's design lends itself to being like a big blast from the past. All right, we're going to jump in the specs here, but I'm very excited for the pros and cons because I actually really like this watch. Spoiler alert. So, okay, this is the A-11 Vince Speranza edition, 38 millimeters, 316L stainless steel case. We're getting super luminova, double domed, scratch resistant sapphire, 10 atmosphere or 100 meter water resistance rating. The movements we're going to talk about in a second. Notice how I pluralized movements. Dial and lume. Let's see. Applied indexes, super luminova on the hands and indexes. I really like the straps that came. You're getting two straps, both leather. This is on a rally strap. Let's see if it wants to focus on this. What are you focusing on, camera? Hello? Why isn't my camera focusing? Focus, damn it! And the watch is assembled right here in the USA, baby. So there's apparently a few options when it comes to this watch. And remember when I said movements? It's not just one movement. You're either getting the NH35 or the STP-111, which is Swiss made. The one we have here in the office is the NH35. Now, when I say it's not because the NH35 is a bad movement. I just told you guys that this is the year that I finally level my vendetta against the NH35 for being kind of boring. Another variable about this watch is that although this one's 38 millimeters, you can also get one in a 42 millimeter case. That's at least according to the media kit they sent me. I just realized right now that in their spec sheet, they did not give us the lug to lug. So right here on camera, I am taking my caliper. By the way, these digital calipers, if you want these exact ones, I have them in links in the description at my Amazon affiliate store. When you shop using those links, we get a kickback. I really do appreciate it. All right, so this is 40.1 millimeter lug to lug. Very, very good. Another option, again, there's some options when it comes to these watches, is the case back. You either get a 3D bullet or a plain, just plain case back. Here we have the bullet, which is actually really cool. But let's jump into the pros and cons, all right? Because I said I was excited about this. First pro, everything about this watch's design is nailed almost perfectly, okay? We're talking the crystal, the handset, the faux patina, the lack of signage on the dial really sells it as an old school military watch. Very, very clean with no font on the dial. I like that. I know a bunch of people out there are going to love that because let's be honest, not all microbrands, not all watchmakers are good about the fonts and the amount of text they put on a dial. So seeing none, very refreshing, very old school. Love it. I mentioned the crystal. It kind of makes the watch, all right? The distortion is literally perfect, super old school. That might be my favorite part of the watch, honestly, is that crystal distortion. It's amazing. The factory straps, quite good, honestly. Normally with leather straps, I like exclusively wear man cave leather, but yeah, the factory straps on this watch, very, very impressive, very supple, very comfortable. And with early bird pricing, this coming in just under $300, you're not going to break the bank on this watch. All right. I love that this is a modern built watch that nails a vintage look. So you have something that looks vintage, but you don't have to baby it. You don't have to worry about it. It can definitely be an everyday piece. And again, under $300, That's pretty dang good, but it's not perfect. So let's get into the cons. The first con is going to be a bit confusing because typically when I review a watch, if there's dual finishing, that's really cool, right? I don't like the dual finishing on this. On the face of the lugs, there's like mirrored polish, and then the rest is like a blasted finish. I wish it was just all blasted because that mirrored face of the lugs, I don't know. I don't like it in this case. The next con would be the NH35 movement. Again, not because it's bad, but because it's boring. And then the only thing that would truly make this watch perfect is if they gave it a threaded crown. That's it, but I complain about that all the time. The normal complaint that I have is no drilled lugs, but they actually drilled the lugs on these. So that's, I mean, hey, bada bing, bada boom. So all in all, this watch, celebrating American heroes and pulling it off in a truly cohesive package, like nothing feels out of place with this watch except for that polished lug face. And then also them keeping the price incredibly reasonable. This makes this A-11 kind of a big win, in my opinion. By the way, when we look at the case back, it says 101st Airborne Division, Machine Gunner, Vincent J. Speranza. Very, very cool. Battle of the Bulge. Badass. Really cool celebration piece. And again, acknowledging our heroes. So I really do appreciate that. I think that's badass. And it's a pretty dang good watch, especially when you consider the price. But let me know what you think, guys. There, another Microbrand Monday in the books. All right, I will catch you on the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment because it helps my videos in this ever-changing YouTube algorithm. And yeah, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.